Most European markets are up double-digit percent. Very quietly, we then had Japanese ETF Australia just taking out a new all-time high.
That's where my wife sleeps at night. To save her falling down the steps to go into her bedroom before. I keep her clothes in a basket. And if you notice the house, the dog hair underneath the tables and stuff, it's a constant cleaning project. Here's my wife coming. Smile, Mom. Mom, smile. Smile. Okay. Over here, the sink is usually full of dirty dishes. I try to wash them at least every other day when I'm running out of dishes. This is hard to see, but you can, let me turn on the light. You can see I have to go down a big flight of steps to do laundry every few days. I keep my clothes here. I keep all the junk we use daily here so I don't have to spend time putting it away. The bathtub was lucky I put in 30 years ago. It had a bar that's very strong, but I've added other bars where you can stand up, pull yourself up, and a handrail here that I put in first for her to pull herself off the toilet there. I also have installed video cameras.
But subsequent to the hike, the S&P ended up falling, or in conjunction with a couple days before, fell about 7% or so. So again, what I think you want to be...
And if you wait a minute...
Whether they heighten in September, December, doesn't matter. But if you were, relatively speaking, a shorter-term trader, then it certainly does matter. Yeah, Steve, I mean, the Fed and Janet Yellen, the chair, hasn't been shy at all in commenting about the stock market lately. I just wonder what
you will see.
Is in the Fed's mind, is it sort of tries to gear people up to the fact it's going to happen? Well, it's one of the developments, I think Gail backed me up on this, that over the last 10 years or so, the stock market has become more central to policy. The idea of
that I put everything up on video here to protect myself, because I am so paranoid and so terrified about government. I'm going into the room where this my secretary, a nice lady that works with me, is going to finish taping me if she comes in here, because I have to sit down for a while. I'm a very disabled veteran. I'm out of wind just walking around showing you stuff. But I am scared to death to get anybody in here to help. In 1980-81, my sister said I beat my wife. I beat my kids. They would lie for me, trying to take my house away from me because my dad had died. Social services investigated for almost 3 years, pulling my kids out of class, asking them if I ever hit them, if I ever touched them inappropriately. Everything. They went down to my wife's work, interviewed my wife separately from me. Back then, my wife could stand up and tell them to kiss her ass, to leave us alone, that if I ever abused her, she would take care of it herself. Then in 1985, my brother-in-law was forced by me and my wife to bring what was supposed to be my wife's daughter here from Vietnam, where he couldn't come, so he brought an illegal alien here that was 22. She tried to lie and said I abused her, and that I stole their money, my brother-in-law said, and my wife would have to lie for me because I terrorized her so much. My wife fought with social services. They left us alone almost immediately after the girl went to foster care because they knew we were telling the truth. Um, but they still help the relatives get welfare and everything else, even though in 10 months they had accumulated $8,000 in 2 heaping pickup truckloads of furniture, dishes, silverware, sewing machines, TVs, and everything else that I had to use my pickup truck 2 heaping loads to move them to Glen Burnie or over in Anne Arundel County. I'm terrified. Doctors have said me smoking is going to kill my wife. My wife still smokes a few a day. My kids believe that I'm abusing my wife by smoking around her. The nurses we had, after they told me she only had a few days to a few weeks to live, November 8th of last year, when she came home with extreme dementia and Alzheimer's, instead of me letting her go to a care facility, 24/7 care facility, I wanted her home because that's where she would want to be. Kept telling me I had to sign DNR orders and all this other stuff on my wife's treatment. I'm sitting there and I'm not going to say no CPR until my wife has no quality of life and is in so much pain that she would want to leave us, or that she would be forced to be hooked up to tubes to live on. She wouldn't want that either. But just right now she still has some memory off and on of the grandchildren and our children, that I don't want to sign a DNR on her yet. Is it a yes or no question, not a maybe question, or what kind of life she has at this time. I don't know what to do. We need help in here, but I don't want social services in here or these damn nurses to keep telling me I have to sign this as state law. I have to get a toilet by her bed here, and called my family practice doctor and told him that I was mistreating my wife because she had a 15-foot walk instead of a 1-foot walk to a toilet. I put up cameras, as you see, to protect my ass. So if she falls, they can't say I pushed her. And I wouldn't be doing it for the life insurance, for God's sake. She only has $10,000 of life insurance. That's just going to cover her funeral expenses. So I don't know what to do. I need help. I can barely walk myself. I can't even help get her off the floor. I can kind of push her over to a couch and she can get off the floor herself, which she's still able to do after a half an hour or hour. But I'm out of wind just pushing her over toward a couch or a chair or moving a chair for her. I am so exhausted. My heart's erratic a lot of times. My blood pressure skyrockets. I go faint a lot of times trying to work to help my wife. I just can't keep up 24/7 not sleeping at night, sleeping a half an hour at a time, 2 or 3 times a day, and all night doing it, because I'm worried about my wife falling and hurting herself trying to get to the bathroom. She is wearing diapers, and she goes in her diapers quite frequently. I can't help her get in and out of the bathtub too easily. I need help, but I'm scared to death, paranoid about help. And I'm paranoid when my wife does die that they're going to say I abused her in some way and lock me up just to get me out of the house so they can take it from me, like they tried so many times in the past, running me out of my home. Thank you very much.